Tonight, as we come on the air, what could be the biggest storm of the winter. The Midwest and then the East Coast bracing for a treacherous commute tomorrow morning. In some places, blizzard warnings already in effect. Thousands of flights canceled coast to coast, the ripple effect being felt already. Also just in tonight, President Trump's pick for the Supreme Court. When asked about what the president has said about judges, his nominee, Neil Gorsuch, reportedly saying those words are, quote, demoralizing and disheartening. Our team with new reporting. Taking on Nordstrom, President Trump takes direct aim at the department store after learning they are dropping his daughter Ivanka's brand. Tweeting from the official presidential account, stocks taking a hit in the moments after. Inside the devastating tornado outbreak tonight, families who rebuilt after Katrina and their new heartache. And the circus tragedy, the high wire fall, and the famous name involved.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And we begin with a major storm bearing down 50 million Americans, bracing for what could be a very dangerous morning commute. Up to a foot of snow and blizzard conditions, 16 states on alert. It's already hitting the Midwest. And outside Boston today, problems even before it hits. This massive pileup on an icy Route 128, some 55 vehicles involved. And just look at the scope of the system about to hit tonight and tomorrow morning from D.C. up through Philadelphia, New York to Boston. Thousands of flights canceled even before the storm. ABC's Alex Perez leads us off from Chicago.
Tonight, from Nebraska to Ohio, snow and ice are wreaking havoc, bringing traffic to a standstill in some spots. In Massachusetts, icy roads triggering that massive 55-car pileup, shutting down the highway.
My car got hit by another vehicle as I was spinning.
In Needham, Massachusetts, a tragedy for one family. A father helping his son, whose car had skidded into a utility pole, was killed when he was struck by another car that lost control.
It was all full black ice, couldn't control the car at all.
And now the East Coast bracing for a severe case of weather whiplash. D.C., Philadelphia, New York, all basking in record-high spring-like temperatures today. But by tomorrow morning, temps plunging below freezing in many areas. Those 50 million Americans in the path of a powerful storm that could dump as much as a foot of snow.
Don't be fooled by the warm weather. A winter storm warning is in effect.
New York City bracing plows and piles of salt on standby. Boston already announcing schools will be closed there Thursday.
We want people to stay indoors as much as possible.
And here in the Chicago area, the morning commute, chaos. Slick roads causing countless spinouts.
And David, those horrific driving conditions you just saw right here in Chicago will be hitting the East Coast right on time for the morning commute. You heard authorities say it. Don't let the warm weather fool you. The storm is coming. David?
Alex Perez, great advice. Thanks to you. Let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano live along the West Side Highway right here in New York tonight, set to get hit. And Rob, show us the track of this thing.
Well, we've got cold air coming in to replace that warm air we had today, David. Look at the warnings and advisories that are issued. They're up for all the big cities, winter storm warnings, and we're looking at blizzard warnings for eastern Long Island and eastern New England. Also tonight, there's a severe weather threat for the southeast, so be aware of that. The snow, though, spreads across Ohio and Pittsburgh. By 7 a.m., it's into Jersey and Manhattan. Heavy snow during the day, Connecticut and Long Island, Massachusetts, all of it heading by tomorrow night. So quick hitter, but hefty totals. 6 to 12 inches, I-95 north of Baltimore, over a foot in some spots. Luckily, it's a fast mover, but definitely a dangerous high-impact snowstorm tomorrow, David.
Rob Marciano with us tonight as well. Rob, thank you. Now to the new political storm brewing in Washington tonight. It involves President Trump's Supreme Court nominee. And it comes after the president took on another judge, the one who issued that temporary halt to the president's immigration ban, calling him a so-called judge and adding, if something happens, blame him. Well, tonight, the president's Supreme Court pick, Neil Gorsuch, has been asked about the president's harsh words toward judges. And he called the president's remarks, quote, demoralizing and disheartening. ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight.
President Trump's Supreme Court pick making the rounds on Capitol Hill today.
Senator, where do you want it?
Right here's great.
All right.
And while making nice with senators, Judge Neil Gorsuch had some harsh words about the man who nominated him. His spokesman confirming that during a meeting with one Senate Democrat, Judge Gorsuch described President Trump's recent criticism of judges as, quote, demoralizing and disheartening. The president has lashed out at the federal judge who put a temporary hold on his immigration ban, calling him a so-called judge and saying he's to blame if anything happened. And today he seemed to criticize the federal judges currently deliberating the appeal of that ruling.
And I don't ever want to call a court biased, so I won't call it biased. And we haven't had a decision yet. But courts seem to be so political.
Those three judges now considering whether to reinstate the travel ban had tough questions for lawyers on both sides last night. One asked whether the administration had any proof that travelers from the 7 Muslim-majority countries present a threat.
Has the government pointed to any evidence connecting these countries with terrorism?
Another judge asking the Washington state lawyer challenging the ban why he believes the president's executive order unfairly targets Muslims.
But I have trouble understanding why we're supposed to infer religious animus when, in fact, the vast majority of Muslims would not be affected as residents of those nations.
Watching at home in the White House, President Trump clearly not impressed.
And I was a good student. I understand things. I comprehend very well, okay? Better than, I think, almost anybody. And I want to tell you, I listened to a bunch of stuff last night on television that was disgraceful.
As the president attacks the judicial branch, he's also accused of fanning fears about what he describes as a growing terror threat, dropping a hint about what he's learned in his classified briefings.
Believe me, I've learned a lot in the last 2 weeks, and terrorism is a far greater threat than the people of our country understand.
A striking shift from past presidents who've urged Americans to be vigilant but not afraid. Today we pressed the White House for an explanation.
Is there a specific threat that he is talking about? And should the American public, based on that statement right there, be fearful?
No, but I think the American people should understand that the president's committed to doing this. We face a very, very real threat in ISIS and radical Islamic terrorism.
But just to clarify, though, but is the threat today greater than it was yesterday or last week? Because that's what he's saying.
I understand what he's saying. What I'm telling you is that we shouldn't ever be behind the curve on the threats that this country faces. We should make sure we don't know when the next one's coming.
And from the president today, this ominous tweet about that ongoing legal battle. Big increase in traffic into our country from certain areas, while our people are far more vulnerable as we wait.
And Cecilia Vega with us live tonight from the White House. And Cecilia, I want to get back to what you just reported there. The president tweeting about a big increase in traffic into our country from certain areas. The White House, we heard you press them on this today. Have you been given any indication what specifically the president is talking about, where we're seeing this greater traffic from?
David, Press Secretary Sean Spicer said he wanted to pull the data and that he would get back to us. We are still waiting for an answer. We also reached out to the Department of Homeland Security and the State Department. They also could not tell us, David, whether there has been an increase from people coming from these certain areas.
Of course, you'll stay on. Cecilia Vega with us from the White House again tonight. Now to something else the president tweeted today, taking direct aim at Nordstrom, the department store, after learning they are dropping his daughter Ivanka's line. Stocks took a hit in the moments after, and so did the president, from critics who say he should not be using the power of the presidency to get involved in any of the family businesses. ABC's Tom Yamas tonight.
Just a piece of the many, many companies.
President Trump promised to cut ties with his family's business interests, but today, the commander-in-chief lashing out at Nordstrom for dropping Ivanka Trump's fashion line. This tweet from his personal account. My daughter Ivanka has been treated so unfairly by Nordstrom. She is a great person, always pushing me to do the right thing. Terrible. It was then retweeted from his official presidential account, then reinforced by the White House press secretary.
There's clearly a targeting of her brand. This is a direct attack on his policies and her name.
But Nordstrom says politics had nothing to do with it. Quote, "We made this decision based on performance. Sales of the brand have steadily declined to the point where it didn't make good business sense for us to continue with the line for now." The former ethics lawyer for the Obama White House slamming the president for getting involved.
This is the latest, bullying Nordstrom's, driving down their share price. It's abusive and wrong.
Ivanka Trump has long used her public persona to boost her brand, wearing one of her dresses at the Republican National Convention, tweeting out a link It quickly sold out. But things got more complicated after the election with this appearance on 60 Minutes.
It is hard to put into words the experience or the emotion when your father becomes president of the United States of America.
Ivanka criticized after her company tweeted out promotional information for the $10,000 bracelet she wore in the interview. Since then, she formally resigned from her brand and moved to Washington.
I just felt there was an opportunity for me to do something different and for me to create more value.
But her brand is taking hits. TJ Maxx and Marshalls confirming the Ivanka Trump line will no longer be prominently featured, but mixed in with other brands. The stores told employees, quote, all Ivanka Trump signs should be discarded.
And Tom Llamas with us live tonight. And Tom, we've heard from the president and now from Nordstrom. Any word from Ivanka Trump herself?
David, Ivanka Trump has not commented yet, but the company is saying this. The Ivanka Trump brand continues to expand across categories and distribution with significant year-over-year revenue in 2016. David?
Our chief national correspondent Tom Llamas with us tonight. Tom, thanks as always. Now to the showdown on Capitol Hill at this hour. Tonight, the Senate is expected to vote to confirm Senator Jeff Sessions as Attorney General. But ahead of the vote, Republican leaders setting off a firestorm, using an arcane rule to silence Senator Elizabeth Warren after she read a letter once written by Coretta Scott King, who warned against Mr. Sessions when he was being considered for a federal judgeship. Republican Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said afterward, Senator Warren had been warned. She persisted. Well, those words, she persisted, going viral today. Hillary Clinton joining the fight. ABC's Mary Bruce on Capitol Hill.
These are the words that shut down the senator.
Mr. Sessions has used the awesome power of his office to chill the free exercise of the vote by black citizens.
Senator Elizabeth Warren quoting Coretta Scott King. 30 years ago, Martin Luther King's widow sent a letter to Congress criticizing Jeff Sessions' record on civil rights.
Mr. President.
It did not sit well with the Republican leader.
The senators impugn the motives and conduct of our colleague from Alabama as warned by the chair.
Mr. President, I am surprised that the words of Coretta Scott King are not suitable for debate in the United States Senate. I ask leave of the Senate to continue my remarks.
Is there objection?
Object.
I appeal the ruling.
Objection is heard. The senator will take her seat.
I wanted to read that letter.
Kicked off the floor, Warren took to Facebook, reading the letter a second time. Now viewed more than 8 million times. The hashtag #LetLizSpeak exploding overnight.
You say these are the facts. Republicans say this is disparaging.
Those are the facts, and they are relevant to the question of whether or not he should be the Attorney General of the United States.
For years, Sessions has adamantly defended his record.
I am not a racist.
We caught up with him.
Senator, any response to Elizabeth Warren's comments on the floor?
I don't have any response, thank you.
Warren was silenced for speaking ill of another senator, accused of breaking an obscure rule created in 1902 to prevent fistfights on the floor. Overnight, McConnell defended the move.
She was warned. She was given an explanation. Nevertheless, she persisted.
Tonight, that language now a rallying cry for the opposition. Hillary Clinton tweeting, nevertheless, she persisted. So must we all.
And Mary Bruce with us live on Capitol Hill tonight. That moment involving Senator Warren getting a lot of traction today, but not likely to have an impact on the confirmation outcome tonight, Mary?
David, tonight, Jeff Sessions will be confirmed for Attorney General, bringing the president's cabinet confirmations to 8, now 14 left to go. David?
Mary Bruce with us again tonight. Thank you, Mary. Now to the stunning images coming in from the Gulf tonight. At least 11 reported tornadoes now ripping through Louisiana and Mississippi. And this evening we learned one of those twisters was an EF3, winds nearly 135 miles an hour. ABC's Steve Osunsami in New Orleans.
The view from the Coast Guard helicopter circling New Orleans east says everything. Some homes were spared, others destroyed. An awful lottery that stretches nearly 2 miles long.
300 structures were completely damaged.
This was the most powerful tornado to ever hit this city. An EF3 with wind speeds near 135 miles an hour. Strong enough to send this trailer flying through parking lots. With winds that tore through this roof, in a few short moments.
It's like my third go-around living up in this area through Hurricane Betsy, through Katrina, and now this.
Roland and Linda Pierre went nearly 2 months without power during Hurricane Katrina. This time, she had to hide in her bathroom and say prayers to her Lord.
What were you praying for?
Just cover me with your blood and keep me. That's all. That's all I could do.
Yeah.
And he did.
Jared Parfait went looking for a 70-year-old aunt in her battered home.
A.T. Virgin!
We can report tonight that he found her safe and sound. In all, 33 people were hurt and 2 are still hospitalized this evening.
It really is amazing when you look at this damage. A refrigerator put on its side, an icebox pushed over there, and you realize that no one in these neighborhoods was killed. They're hoping to get the power turned back on by the end of this week. David?
Our thoughts and prayers with the people of New Orleans again tonight. Steve, thank you. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday. The circus disaster, the high wire fall.